We acknowledge and pay our respects to the Kaurna people, the traditional custodians whose ancestral lands we live and work on. We acknowledge the deep feelings of attachment and relationship of the Kaurna people to country, and we respect and value their past, present, and ongoing connection to country and their cultural beliefs. We extend that recognition and respect to all Aboriginal and First Nations people. I'm going to start before everything goes terribly wrong.
Yes, all right, here we go. Let's do this.
A few moments later.
I'm definitely freezing because they're all pulling faces. I'm freezing, right? Because you're all pulling faces. You're all like, got these stupid faces on, and
your audio is lagging, which is more.
God, this is so good.
That's harder to work with than the visual.
Love it. And we're back. And she's there.
Amy And is a podcast that explores all kinds of bookish things, and that can include some pretty adult content. So please be aware that some of this content will be not safe for work or for young ears, and be careful who's listening when you are. Hello, welcome back to Amy And. I'm Amy Matthews, and I'm here with the crew to wrap up 2025. So I'd like to say hey to Abby Guy.
Hi.
Millie Heffernan.
That's me.
Justina Ashman.
Hi.
Peyton Hogan.
Hello.
And Harry Stewart.
Hi.
Hey, now I'm going to apologise in advance if you're watching this. I'm glitching because my internet is just decided 2025 is done. So I may look weird, in which case I'm hoping they will save me in the edits. But if you're just listening to us, it should be fine.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Yeah. Anyway, this is just our wrap-up episode. We finished all our monthly kind of themes, so we thought we'd just get together and like recap the year and remember all the good times we had, like one of those episodes on TV, like remember that time, and then also sort of think about what we're looking forward to next year. Thank you for joining us. There's been a few people particularly who've turned up to every live episode and who have read the books and commented, and we just love to send you our love and say thank you very much for following us from the beginning.
Even if you've been following along and reading along but not, not commenting on the lives and stuff, we also appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Because I have to admit, I would not be a commenter normally. I follow things.
I am a notorious silent consumer of everything that I consume.
Amen.
We're just shy.
Yeah. I know. None of us would ever comment on anything or publicly put our faces out there at all.
And now we have
why are we doing this?
So it's been a big year. Harry just found our document from November last year where we had planned to start a podcast.
It's literally called Initial Meeting Notes or something. And we've just never renamed it.
We actually met at the end of October based on my calendar. So we actually met on the 27th of October last year. And then Amy said, look, this is what I want to pitch. Is everyone keen? Are we loving this? And we went, yeah, that's cool. And then literally a month later, we scheduled a meeting to say, okay, I'm fucking serious about this. Are we going to do a podcast? Yeah.
It's so crazy.
No idea how much work it would be.
I think it was Millie that we were like a month or two in, and Millie was like, when we were discussing this, I didn't think that
I was about to tell the story. Yeah. I love what we've done, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm still enjoying it. But when Amy asked about signing onto the project, I truly only said yes because I'm so used to people not going forward with projects that they suggest, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. And here we are, a year later.
Yeah, and we were like, let's do a cocktail every month. Let's do a snack every month.
And I was like,
let's meet
so
up
silly. I love it. This is gonna, we'll talk about this for 3 months and then everyone will forget about it.
Thank you, by the way, for making us so much good food this year.
It's one of my highlights of the year with the snacks, I have to say.
My only opportunity to bake like copious amounts of food. So
I've got to put my hand up straight away and say that, does everyone know what their favourite snack was? Because I know what mine was.
Yes, I think I cooked them for Halloween.
Yeah, actually, I have a favorite.
I have a favorite too.
I'm going to say the spicy cookie.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Just
I've generally made those several times since, so
I don't bake, and I just baked them.
Yeah. I make those all the time, so yeah, they have to be my favorite because I actually make them. Even though I've loved all of them, honestly, apart from cucumber sandwiches, because like Harry, I'm a cucumber hater for life.
The easiest snack probably of the year.
But I want to say,
unfortunately.
Millie, I really want you to take this officially now as an open invitation to anything that you go to. Feel free to bake, a bunch of food and bring it. I will.
Anything that maybe you are going to also.
Oh, yeah, specifically things that you're going to that I'm going to as well. I really don't care about the other events.
As long as you bring the quiche.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also like
also
to
another
give a shout
iconic
out.
snack that no one else gets to appreciate.
Every single recording day when that quiche would show up, I was like, the quiche.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
I
Even when
quiche.
Amy incinerates it in the oven, it's still good.
I did last time. I did incinerate it in the oven last time. We were recording an episode though, so it's not my fault.
You were busy. You were working.
I was working.
We were busy.
I feel like I think we're surprisingly well organized for the amount of organization that happens just in this initial meeting document, which was just supposed to be meeting minutes. And it's just genuinely the master doc of every single thing we've done all year.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. I think it's actually conquered any perfectionism. It's like a working document. We just add to it. I like the big green ticks when something's done. That makes me feel good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really
love
came back to it. We tried other random things, like we had a task sheet at one point, and eventually we all stopped using it.
Yeah.
Like we all followed this random initial meeting.
Well, you
Good to have it all in the one place, right?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it now and I'm like, wow, this is a year of work.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, just I'm looking now and I realized that we've green ticked things and then we've written done in letters in green next to it as well.
Just to make it really clear.
I think the done disappeared after a while though. After a while it just became the tick.
Just kind of
got too busy to write done.
But we just went so bold at the start. Like we just went with everything that we felt like we were missing from a podcast, everything that we wanted to get from a podcast. I'd like to think, I mean, I speak for myself here, but I'd like to think that we did that in our first year.
One of the things I'm proudest of is that we kept it fun and that we were brave. Like I look back, what would we like to do? And it was like snacks, it was interviews, and we aimed for big interviews straight away and we're amazed we got them. And, for shy people, I think we're pretty good at the interviews.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed doing interviews this year. I feel like I've almost been a bit of an interview hog. Like I always want to get on.
Well, I feel like I didn't sign up for as many because I am so shy, which is why I signed up for just a ton next year. To be like, no, I have to do it. Gotta be brave.
I think that's one of the positive things about this podcast, right? Though most podcasts that I see have 1 or 2 hosts, but we have 6 hosts. And because of that, we can share the load. And so I'm also not a huge fan of doing the interviews because I get too nervous. I feel like there's too much pressure on them because they have to be good, because the interviewee has to have a good experience, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah.
So I feel more pressure in those than being like, these guys will be fine. But we can share that load. Like I don't have to opt in for interviews if I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well,
And looking to at the start there, it says one of the first things that we wrote for episode breakdowns was prepping for Xmas, like prepping for the festive season. And I'm like, holy shit, here we are.
We know what we want.
Well, I think we knew right off the bat that we wanted to make it something that's sustainable for us all, which, as you were saying, like having 6 hosts is good, but also being able to like take a break at the end of the year is also important, but requires prep.
And we've taken breaks, right? Like over half of us have got
even I've taken breaks.
Yeah, even the host. But like a bunch of us have gotten really sick. We've got a lot of stuff that goes on in our personal lives. Amy, you've had book launches, you've had like leave. We've had people that are just stressed over PhD because we're all academics. People have dropped in and dropped out in various phases, but it's maintained, I think, what we started it for, which was just us talking about books, us talking about academia, us wanting to like just be ourselves, but put it out there. Because I'm sure, Amy, you can speak better to this than I can, but why we started the podcast, why we did Amy and, was because of all of our really fucking long Teams chats that we used to have all the time, where we would meet virtually and just talk about these types of things and just just be us.
Harry, you don't have to lie. It's so we could get rich and famous and be influencers.
Mantra.
Free books.
Is that...
Yeah,
has that
it's for
fucking
the
happened?
free books.
And we are, from this podcast alone, we all now
we have got some free books
and shares, and we're all making our way up the billionaires list.
We're actually all in the same house.
You have a lamp.
Yeah, we're in an influencer house.
You have a really nice lamp.
House. Exactly, yeah. Amy's is just like the top floor. She's got 3 bathrooms, 4
I have
bedrooms.
the original lamp that Kmart ripped off.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely not the Kmart lamp.
So that's our serious financial advice to everyone. Start a podcast. We'll get rich. You will
You
get
will.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never need to
Fine.
work again.
Speaking of free books, should we talk about our books of the year? Not to
order,
be
I think-
biased, but we had some corkers this year.
Well, we started off with one no one had ever heard of or read, which
A
you
really
know,
underground
I really
hit.
feel grateful that we brought Jane Austen to the world. I feel like we can take credit for that.
Yeah, I think so
Amen.
too.
That was where we started, and I hear people have read it now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks to
that's
us.
just because that was our very first month, and like that's a testament to the influence that we had instantly. In
Yeah.
that now it's like she's
Straight
basically
away.
like a household name. Like everyone's talking about Jane Austen.
She's even got a gin. There's even a gin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I think someone is about to say something sentimental and serious, it goes sarcastic. And if that's not this podcast in a wrap up, I don't know what is.
We do
No
have to give a
sentiment
shout out to Fiction Distilling. They actually did a cocktail for my book launch earlier in the year and really quickly came on as a collaborator with us. So, and they actually did provide us with the Pride and Prejudice gin. We were able to give one away. We were able to enjoy one. I've still got half a bottle that we can drink at our Christmas party. I feel like everyone got on board.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing more with Fiction Distilling, so stay tuned for 2026.
They're so
Won't
good.
announce it yet.
Yeah, big secret.
Yeah, so
Being
what did y'all
kept
think of
from
Austen?
us. So good.
I really enjoyed starting with Austen, actually, starting with like a classic that I, rather than rereading, I always just rewatch films. So sometimes it's nice to go back to the actual text and realize that there was a book rather than like, I don't know, sometimes the adaptations start to take over the text in your mind when you try to remember it. So yeah, it was nice to return to.
You know, I had never actually watched any of the adaptations before. I think I maybe saw snippets of the movie when I was a kid, but nothing that I could really remember. Maybe controversial. I didn't not
when you were a kid,
enjoy
now I
it,
feel old.
but but I didn't love. It's Lizzie, isn't it? The main character. I am not getting that wrong. I didn't love Lizzie in the movie.
No, me neither. Me neither.
Okay, I'm not alone. That makes me feel better.
We had this beautiful book, did we not?
Oh, I
was so
forgot.
good.
Gosh, it's been so
Beautiful.
long.
I'm
That
like,
was one of them. The Austen adaptation. Well, they're both
Elizabeth
Austen
of East
adaptations.
Hampton.
Oh, and
Yes, that's the one.
from Avenue A just released.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
I regret for the season. We never got that recipe.
Oh, for the muffins.
For the cherry muffins.
Yeah, we need
forgot
a
about
cherry
that.
muffin recipe.
We never got cherry muffins.
Did
I
they
reckon
say
we
we can
forgot.
ask them for it?
They did.
I did that.
Okay,
I
good.
think we got a good positive vibe about the cherry
I feel like there's
Okay.
only so many times we can send them like DMs, all caps.
We
Where's
really
the
want
muffin recipe?
That was my first interview with Amy and I remember shitting my pants, thinking like, oh my God, these like, how's this going to be? And then we just got along like a house on fire and they were like just amazing.
It was
But
a
yeah,
big interview for our very first interview.
Yeah.
wild.
Have any of you changed your approach to interviews the more you've done them, or have you pretty much stuck to a routine?
I have changed it so much based on you, Peyton. Based on how much joy you have brought anybody that we've interviewed over this whole year. Based on how you have just approached this with like a really, like, let's be funny, let's be quirky, let's do something like a little bit, forget my language, but fucked up. Like, let's ask a little bit of a fucked up question.
Me?
And how they respond to it. Because that is what these people want. I remember at one point where Amy was like, to be asked a fun and exciting question by somebody that has read the book is like, that's amazing. And yeah, I have changed the way that I approach these types of things. I think all those little fucked up things you think when you're reading a book, I'm like, I'm going to write this shit down. I'm going to ask about this stuff then. And by about June or July, I think I kind of got the vibe of how I do this. So I've gotten better with it. But that is genuinely like, take the praise.
Oh,
It is
that's so
based on
nice.
your technique. It's phenomenal.
Being fucked up weirdos. Great.
Not sure why you did this.
Stop! No!
We have said it a couple of times, Peyton, because you have the best questions for authors, but also like when we do the live book clubs.
And I feel like you can also tell when one of us has tried to think of a Peyton question. We're like, let's put a Peyton question in here.
This is so funny.
my approach to interviewing has changed more in like, I'm a bit less anxious around them now. And when we started, I needed our planning document to be so full and so like every single base totally covered because I was so worried about being unprepared. But I found after doing it a couple of times, like the conversation flows that no matter how many questions you have, you'll never have enough time to get to everything that you wanted to ask. So I was like, oh, I don't need to be so worried about the conversation dying out and having nothing to talk about because I know that once we start talking, we'll have so much to say.
Yeah, because also it's a very Amy thing to run off with a thought about a question instead of like holding that back and being like, well, no, they're answering a question, so I won't run off with this other idea because there's another question to be had in an interview. And another thing I think I've learned from doing so many alongside you and being in so many book clubs is where you go, oh, well, this makes me think of this, or this is how I interpret that response, or this has led me down this little tunnel. And that it's totally okay in an interview to then tell people that you've gone down that tunnel and like, do you want a chance to like respond to that? Or like, what do you think about this idea as well? And I find that interesting because that's how I run in normal conversation. But when you're like in an interview, you're always like, anyway, so question.
I think that's the biggest thing is realizing that you are just having a normal conversation with someone and you can just approach it like that.
Exactly the same. Yeah, I agree.
I find it the same with our episodes too. As we've gotten more comfortable with doing them, we really have gotten to a point where, not to take you behind the curtain, but we do wing it so much now. Whereas when we started, we were like, here are the questions that we're going to talk about in the episode, and here's what we're going to do. And now we're just kind of like, all right, hit record, let's go.
Yeah.
I think to the point where, also to be behind the curtain, where sometimes we have guests and we're like, oh, it's going to wing it, we'll be fine, you'll be fine, like get started. And they're always like, okay. And then we start and they get into it the same way that we do.
Just trust us.
It's also like, they're like, where's the structure here?
I also think we fell into that so fast as well as a podcast because like at the start we all knew each other but we were trying to do the proper thing. And so way too fast, and bless our cotton socks, that we were like, we're gonna just like run through and just do the whole like, well, we know each other and we're having a great time, so it's okay. So early on people were stressed.
But I also find it so funny that you're saying that at the start we were trying to be so proper when our pre-podcast Meet the Cast episodes did include many discussions of sentient object romances. So I feel like...
Are you saying that's not proper conversation?
Yeah.
Well,
it's an important topic.
Actually, that's true. And it was telling a lot about a person which object they think.
Oobleck still holds so true in my heart.
But I also feel that we've gotten more comfortable with...
I don't know if you can hear me at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know there's such a lag. I was going to say that as an author being on the other side of the interviews, you learn a lot about how to interview because you know when someone is just stuck on questions and not listening to you, and then there's no give and take, and it's very nerve-wracking to be interviewed in that way. So I think it really helped, having been on the other side of it, to know that the best conversation is just a conversation, and when they follow you, because there's nothing worse as an author in giving a response and then getting nothing back, like they just move on to the next question.
Isn't that wild?
Like filling out a form.
To think that this is a weird medium for us to be learning that through, but it's also a great medium because how else would we learn this kind of technique? And the fact that you have done that and you've been in that position, as most of us have not. I'll admit that Justina and Peyton actually have been amazing interviewers, but they're like, we learn that stuff through this. And within a year, I think across the board, we have become far better interviewers than we were at the start. And that's wild to think that we're, I want to say, 50 episodes in or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like,
really?
Are we?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean,
No,
4
we
a month.
can't be.
it's pretty close.
4 a month.
It's crazy.
Don't put
And I'm
numbers
like,
on our episodes, so...
We tried. We
that's
did
not-
start doing that, and then we just totally lost it.
That's an incredible skill that we've all learned over the course of this, because it's very easy just to be like, well, I've got my questions, I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to do that, I'm not going to really be invested in what's going on. But we are all so invested in this that we've decided, no, hang on a second, I've noticed that Justina does this, I've noticed that Abby does that Millie does this, that Peyton does this, and I'm going to take a little bit of that on board for the next interview.
And not just interviews, right? Like with other stuff, like editing episodes, reels, with posts on Instagram. I'll notice somebody do something for a thumbnail for a YouTube, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool, I'm going to do that. That's fantastic. Not just in interviews and everything, I think.
Yeah.
I basically always just try to copy Abby's thumbnails.
I wasn't going to say it, but
I do love a font match.
Some of Peyton's too, like with the funny graphics. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could do that this time.
Yeah, you can. It doesn't take much effort really to do do those thumbnails.
It's
That's
been
the
really
beauty of
fun
it.
seeing everyone's different editing styles as well. And also, Millie, I want to say, I feel like you're now de facto leader whenever Amy can't make, a book club or something.
It's because I'm the next oldest. There's just this, there's this feeling that you get in your body where you're like, I must lead the children. I'm not that much older, but
the only other person with a doctorate.
That would have been better. That would have been a better reason. Yeah.
We really subscribe to academic hierarchies. No. Yes. I think it's because you are really good at thinking of the audience while we're recording, whereas we will get carried away as if we're just having a private conversation. And you'll often be the one to reel us back on topic or to say, actually, you need to explain that point you just said because you're assuming so much.
There's
knowledge.
2 reasons for that. Either I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't have a background in romance academia, or 2, I'm thinking about like my mum and my sister listening because they often listen to the episodes and I think, my mum's not going to know what that is. We need to explain what that is.
Yeah.
But that is a skill that takes honing and takes like an understanding of where we are, because you're right, this podcast was started because of our private conversations, because of how we did all of this together. And this is just, we just thought, oh, we should fucking start recording this shit because this is wild. And it turns out that we've made something of this. And then so to be able to think about the audience and to be able to think about how this could be perceived or how outside of our little circle there's people that are listening to this, people that are watching this, that's a skill in its own, I would say. And you've grown over it as Amy grew more like busier. And
someone's gonna keep us on track,
Yeah. Millie became our patron.
I'll take the crown while Amy's gone.
I always forget that we have an audience until I'm editing or until like I'm putting it out there. I'm always like, oh, people will be listening to this.
Yeah.
So that's why we need someone constantly being like, but the listener.
Think about that person. Yeah.
Well,
or when we had like our giveaways
too, I don't want it to be people listening to us and going, well, that's interesting, but I don't know what half of that means. Like, you want people to engage with what you're talking about.
And I find that I forget that people listen to this podcast until, especially the live book clubs, when people jump in the chat, or a couple of my friends read along with episodes, and I really love talking to them afterwards because I'm like, oh, this is, I guess, the point of a book club. It's really nice to have common books to talk about and like, I don't know, hear everyone's thoughts. I just enjoy that.
I went to a couple events with Justina and Peyton just a couple nights ago, a couple book events, and I knew pretty much no one at these events, but everyone that I interacted with was like, have we met? Do I know you? And in my head, I'm like, is it the podcast? Because they know Peyton and Justina. Yeah. And I'm on that.
It's because we're all so famous.
Famous
and
famous.
Yeah. Which is, I was just going to say, you all have such wholesome reasons for being here. I'm just here so Amy can get me famous.
Done.
That's it.
We
just here to get
those
paid.
coattails and we were like, we're going to hang on for dear life.
So I wanted to ask what you're the proudest of with the podcast, just in general.
These are such beautiful questions. I thought we were just going to like talk about which books we like the best.
Yeah.
Which we should get back to the
That's such a beautiful question, Harry.
I've got them. Abby, cut these into frame.
Oh, this isn't really a pride thing, I guess, but I just love arriving at Amy's house and seeing everyone there and there are like snacks out, but it's just, we're all just hanging out.
I think we should cut to Amy now and ask what it's like to have people at her house.
Yeah. Eat all of your food, drink all of your coffee and tea.
Yeah. Have you got like an hour for the lag to catch up?
And move all of your
You're also, I just did want to say that you're great right now.
Suddenly, no, I'm proudest of like, those days when we went to conference in Hobart and we saw that panel saying about how do you do promotion and how do you do social media, and Stacey McEwen said you've got to do one thing and do it well and do it because you love it. And I remember sitting there going, you guys are my one thing. Like, this is the thing that I would do fun. Like, it's not work. Like, it's those recording days are some of the best days of my year, I have to say. They're exhausting, but they are like
exhausting,
but
yeah. I do. I always look forward to them, even though I know I'm going to be so tired at the end of them. My one day of leaving the house a month, but I always look forward to them and I always have a good time.
There's something wholesome about it.
I really enjoyed the last in-person recording day we did was the Halloween episodes, the horror ones. I had so much fun that day. I don't know.
Great.
Those episodes had so much, they were so joyful, I think, to record and be in the room. Well, it's really fun even just being behind the camera. And I feel like I'm watching a show.
Yeah. I do feel like it's taken us the year to hit our stride. And now how, and the other thing I'm really super proud of is just like watching you guys, the equality at work, like it's actual collaboration and actual collegiality. There's nothing fake about this. Like you turn up and everyone just gets to work, does their thing. No one's doing more than anyone else. Everyone's like, as some people are doing this, other people are doing that. And like you said, it's joyful. Like I can't think of a better way to work.
That's really so spot on. We've got some people are setting up the cameras and making sure that things look right in the angle and putting the microphones in. Other people are working on the plan for the episode that we're about to do. Guests are about to arrive. Other people are like going, does anybody want a tea or a coffee, or like, what's this? Or unwrapping snacks and taking pictures of books. And you're spot on, Amy. There's this abundance of like creativity. There's this abundance of like teamwork that just makes it feel so homey. I feel emotional thinking about when we did the 2-episode shoot and then we sat down and watched the movie on the couch. We were all cuddled up and we were like, obviously like most of us are driving or like working our way in and around the space like where we're shooting at Amy's house. And so like it's not like we're all like, oh, let's all bring a bottle of wine. But there's like a couple glasses of champagne going around. We got some popcorn. We got some of the snacks that are just there. And pizza, because Amy ordered us pizza, bless. And we were all just like living in that moment after a whole day of shooting. And it was just the most, I think about that and I go, oh, it was so nice. Like we left late. We were all absolutely fucking exhausted. But we all just sat down after that and just watched a movie. Like just all cuddled up on the couch.
We should do more movies next year.
We should.
And I'm so...
We're sitting on the couch. People are pouring like, oh, do you want a drink? Do you want a water? Do you want a tea? And we're all just snacking and just laughing at this movie.
We're
just
and I was talking about hanging out and being friends.
Yeah. And it's so nice though. And I wish we could do that, but not after what we just went through.
Yeah. I feel so privileged to also have been there for Abby's first musical. So that was
me too.
Really important. Yeah.
Yep. And she like explained it to every second of it to her along the way as we watched.
Yeah, exactly. When a song started and Abby went, oh,
exactly.
And we went, it's a musical.
Those were my favorite moments, looking over and her making eye contact with me like looking back.
That's exactly what it was though.
I love by the end, anytime a song happened, everyone looked at me. Just a song would happen and we'd all turn.
Yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, it's still terrible. I have the same reaction every time. I still feel it.
One of our best, I have to say, not just After Dark episodes, but episodes overall came out of watching that movie.
That's true.
The After Dark about that movie was so good and so fun to do. My sister actually messaged me like that weekend to be like, hey, I just listened to that episode about the movie. It was so good.
Oh,
like, it was really good. I was like, wow, thank you.
That's another thing I like about this is that we came in with passion. So we would always like bow to someone's passion, not in a bad way, but like in the idea that we knew that one of us cast members just had something that wanted to be shared.
Cast members, yeah.
I'm laughing because Justina's sitting there going, I wasn't in that episode.
No. The best bit is I was not in that episode because I was overseas and I was obsessed with that episode. I like watched the reels and then I was like, I have to listen. I listened to that thing. I was so obsessed. Justina's Roman Empire stuff.
We got those text messages from Justina.
I was like, you don't need
the
me
day
anymore.
of. And then we when we like signed on to be like, all right, let's record this episode, we just trusted. We were like, that was whatever you want to do, Justina, let's do it. And it turned out so good.
That was actually so nice because I truly I was I want to say unwell for 3 days. I was deeply hyper fixated for about 3 solid days and did an insane amount of digging into this movie musical. And then if I didn't already have like a diagnosis, I feel like that is probably enough for anyone to diagnose.
You should just show them that episode.
But I felt so anxious after we finished recording that episode because I was like, oh no, I was so like deeply just like, oh no. But then it was just actually so comfortable talking with all of you because I feel like we all have that experience of being hyper fixated on so interested on stuff, and then at the same time, you don't feel like you're being too much for reading deeply into things because we're all in the business of reading deeply into things.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is that deep.
Yeah, I feel like that makes the episodes the best when at least one of us is actually hyper fixated on a topic. I feel like
a little crazy eyed about it.
Yeah.
Well, the passion and the research and the knowledge comes out, right? And I think that's where we do best is when there is someone or multiple of us who are very passionate about what we are discussing.
I'm passionate about keeping us on track. I've been nervous because I'm glitching, so I've not been whipping you, but we need to get back to the books.
It's true. Because we talked about March, we talked about Austen, so we could talk about... No, that was February. And then
this one?
Was
that
March
next?
Austen?
Yes.
I think
February.
Yeah.
Yeah, climate fiction was next. So we did Aya.
That
was great.
That was so much fun, but also
That was deep.
Hold her up again.
Yeah, like I was
That
like,
book
whoa.
was like, and I mean this in the best way because it is a thriller. I was anxious as fuck the whole time. I was so anxious.
Truly.
I was just impressed by how much could be packed into that book, which is it's not an overly long book, but it covers so much.
Yeah, while delivering like a mass market romantic thriller. Like it's pretty amazing to see how much can be done with mass market, because people think of that as kind of like the trashiest of fiction, and yet she's doing so many really interesting things in there.
I was going to say, it was a surprise to me, not in a terrible way of like, oh, I thought this was going to be such a trashy novel, but just it was a surprise of how much she fit into the book and how much I went away thinking about all the things that she fit into the book. It was a surprise in a good way, not derogatory.
And then that conversation with Alex, yourself and Rachel with Peyton doing the interview was phenomenal as well, because I was like, this is a whole other area of research that I've never really considered. So I was fascinated by how that all went through. Yeah.
Alex is here too. I want to yell out to Melanie as
well.
Melanie Ross was on that month.
We had a few guests that month, including Mel, who her research is so fascinating. And also I love that we covered such a breadth of cli-fi. I feel like that was a good way of pushing back against you, Alex and Rachel literally wrote the article about it, but what cli-fi looks like and can be and what genres it can be. So we covered so much ground with that. But I also wanted to shout out
of the gate
Jennifer Mills as well.
That was so good.
Beautiful book.
I lent that book to my mother
interview.
and she won't give it back.
Rude.
There you go, testimonial.
Yeah.
What's your mum's name? Or you don't have to say if it's private.
Sue, her name's Sue. She's a huge
Sue,
reader, so she
give it
borrows
back,
all my
Sue.
books.
What are you doing, Sue?
Sue is a book thief.
She won't
Stealing
give it back. She loved
But then
that book.
Cli-Fi, we rolled right into Smut Month, didn't we?
I know, which was
Talk
wild.
about a gear change.
Wow. It was like, here we go.
I want
Just to show our breadth of genre.
Gear shift. Yeah.
I need to go and look at our plans for next year to see if there are any other like complete 180s going on in there.
Probably.
Yes, Abby with Beautiful Bastard.
I just realized
There it
I'm
is.
the one with the book. I'm supposed to hold it up. Yeah.
We had the beautiful Christina and Lauren, which was wild as well, because that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because we went bang, bang, bang straight off the bat with our like interviews. We were just picking the people.
3 months of really good interviews.
I mean, actually, it's 10 months of just phenomenal interviews, and they were amazing as well. They always are. I would consider them close friends of us at this point here, just in terms of how we work with them as people, how we can talk to them as people. That re-release was amazing. That's our favorite snack of the month as well. But we're talking the chili chocolate chip cookies. That was
so good.
Yeah.
If any listeners are interested in writing in general, I think you would really learn a lot from Christina and Lauren. If you can ever catch them at a conference or just watch, I'm sure they've got plenty of interviews and things, including ours. But you should go listen.
But that was phenomenal.
Learned a lot from them last year when we had them as a writer in residence. They were incredible.
Just on the topic of switching genre so drastically between months, I think that's something about the podcast that I have really enjoyed myself and the book club in general. I mean, we always preach reading really widely, and I also always preach that because that's what you're told, right? But I can admit that I don't actively read as widely as I should be. But the podcast has encouraged me to read widely, and now even in my own readings, I'm reading much wider in general.
I completely agree, Abby. I was thinking about when we were talking about writing up a little bit of stuff about the pod, I was thinking to myself, like, what have you learned from the pod? And I thought, holy shit, I've learned to read a lot more widely.
You've learned to read.
Learned to broaden the horizon.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, I just wouldn't have. Like, I just wouldn't have been able to do some of that. And there were some moments where I was like, this is really interesting. This is not what I would read. But I ended the books with the same feeling. So I was like, no, you're right. It's just a slight prejudice, maybe.
I personally read more heterosexual books than I ever have this year.
Can I get an amen?
On the podcast.
And that's on diversity and inclusivity.
I mean, no, but and enjoyed them, right? Which is the difference. Enjoyed them.
Putting my
Very
nose.
Because we
true.
picked good books.
Very, very true.
Millie is willing to read straight books if it's carefully curated.
Gotta be good. Really good.
Then,
But for Smart Month, before we move on, we did have our beautiful friends. We had Izzy on for one, and then we had Georgia on for the other. Georgia
Very
to talk
true.
about, everything about sex, but Izzy to talk about fantasy,
Romancing.
men.
Oh, the
Romantic,
That's right.
Yeah.
And that
That's
was
what
really
reminded
cool,
me.
Those
to hear
are
some of that
still
research.
topics that I loved. I'm still thinking about it all the time. And I really want to
Yeah.
get back into, I mean, who has the time? But I would love to get back into thinking and workshopping and writing about romantasy and dark romance.
Yeah, me too. I would love
Yeah.
to do more of that.
Not enough people are, and not in a way that is non-judgmental. Like, people
Oh,
do not know
that's
how
right.
to just be chill, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone just be chill.
just be chill. Like, you can just talk about things and be critical about things without
Be
being
curious. I think curious is
Yeah.
the word, right? You want to approach everything with curiosity rather than going in with judgment
Exactly.
straight off the bat.
Yeah,
You might
you're not gonna
develop some
learn
judgments.
anything. Yeah, you can't learn anything
that's
if you're
okay.
judgmental because you're just closed off from other people's perspectives. Whereas if you just accept that other people are going to see the world and see books in a completely different way from you, and you will never fully understand it, then that acceptance just sort of opens up your brain.
And I think one of the
Get rid
things
of the
about
judgment.
having like breadth of what we look at is that it flattens the idea of a kind of elitist hierarchy. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
say this is better than that. It's like, let's just look at everything.
Yeah,
Speaking of diversity, and that was Pride Month after Smart Month.
It was indeed.
Oh,
It was.
I've got
Nice.
some of my faves
With our
here.
beautiful book of the
Oh.
month, Love Unleashed, which I just loved so much.
This one.
Such
Yeah,
a
I
breath of
loved it
fresh
too.
air.
I also have Patrick's book.
Oh,
for
yeah.
hand to give.
And
Love.
Patrick's book, which
So
is
good.
so good,
Love.
so funny.
Yeah,
everyone
no,
go
that
get
was-
those books.
And that was awesome too, to be able to get an interview with Patrick Lenton about how all of that worked, like what In Spite of You meant. Then to have Love Unleashed as our book club was amazing. And then also pick some really old queer books from like the 90s, the 80s, 70s as our like giveaway prizes
Really,
was
really
fucking awesome too.
old.
I was like, we really went like,
So old.
they're so old. Oh my God.
The
Couldn't even
ancient
imagine
texts.
them. Yeah. It's like Bible paper, I think, on some of these. I'm just not
All
sure.
right, all right, all right, all right.
It's just wild. Not sure about this. Yeah.
Patrick talks a lot about D&D on his TikTok. He actually got to interview Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Oh my
I
God.
saw that. I was like,
Right,
so
yeah.
Wild.
So I was like,
Fucking
wow, I'm
wild.
so glad that our podcast introduced me to Patrick Lenton.
There's only so many degrees of separation.
that exactly.
That's right. That's
You are
right.
so
When
close
the
to
queer
Brennan Lee
friends
And the
Mulligan.
book community and the D&D community. So when
There
all
is
of those are
literally-
intersecting.
Only an ampersand between you and them.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. At
That's what it's all about.
the
So
end
yeah,
of the
everyone,
day.
please stay tuned for us becoming a D&D podcast.
Again, we went bam for Pride Month with June. We were like, this is what we want to do. We want to go queer. We want to do, like, we want to really
original.
celebrate some of this stuff. We had
Queer books
a
in June.
phenomenal
Who would
month.
have
Like,
thought?
we had an amazing book. We
Groundbreaking.
had incredible interviews.
Next year we should have a straight book in June and gay books the rest of the year.
Amen. Amen.
I will say, I think we're pretty good at not confining the gayness to June.
Yeah.
I feel like
Agreed.
queerness,
Yeah.
queerness has been
Queerness,
throughout.
yeah. And then we
Because I
roll
won't
and
let you
Hard to
forget
not
it.
have queerness throughout.
Thank you.
Considering,
Yeah.
the cast.
yeah.
and then
Yeah,
do we
and
the
I was about to
world.
say, we didn't have any guests for our episodes that month. I think it was just us.
Don't need to.
Yeah.
and then
Fine.
can we roll into July by talking about queer love of
I
Ireland?
have to say that July is our best performing month to look at statistics. which really
Again,
doesn't
when
matter.
I'm not
My-
here. I'm not
No,
in.
it's because it's the best book.
And it's my
Because it
queer
was
love.
a month about you.
Yeah.
Because we
I was
want
here
to
for some of
interview
it.
Amy Barry.
I want fan fiction. I want queer fan fiction about Beau McBride.
Off you go.
Write it.
Yeah, you can
Write it.
make that
I'm
happen.
going to write it.
Okay, good.
Change the name.
But it was also fun, like the fact that I think it was Amy who pitched it as a takeover, and we ran with the idea, and it was so fun just to kind of be able to be a bit crazy about it, and then also just to gush.
It was a takeover
Yes.
that Amy was in 3 out of the 5
I was,
episodes.
I was, yeah.
If it was a true takeover, we would have booted Amy entirely.
Yes, That's
had to
coming
interview
next
her.
year.
Oh, and we got to wear cowboy hats. That might have been our silliest recording ever.
I've still got one up there. I
Oh
think
my
my cowboy
God.
hat.
Oh, close
I
to
do.
Halloween. Halloween was pretty fucking awful.
I haven't put
It's
this
silly.
away since the other week, so I've just
Oh, and we
Kate
had
just wears it around the house.
we had guests that month. We had Kathleen and B.
yes.
You
That's
did.
right.
Really
It was
fun.
chaos. We had a big chaotic one with lots of people.
Yeah.
We had frilly leather jackets and all sorts of shit going on.
We did
Yeah.
learn that month that you should not put 3 people on that couch.
No.
Very cozy.
Good to know.
I feel so bad watching that episode just because technically I was meant to be hosting, and that's just very hard to do generally, but it's very hard to do when you're in the chair where you can't move. You have to either look in this direction, the left, or you can look to the right. You cannot look at both places at once. So you're either having like an hour-long conversation with this people over here or those people over there.
Yeah, you need to be in the swivel chair for that role.
Yeah.
That was madness too, because I remember we changed our recording behind the scenes. So it was like now people can listen and now people can do X, Y, Z. And that was just fucking chaos. Because you had a bunch of people that were reacting live to the episode with the headphones on, listening to everything so intently to make sure that everything was all right, that we started to react to each other behind the scenes.
I mean, this has been true for all of our guests, but one thing I've loved about the podcast is having guests on, because we're obviously not experts on everything. And because the scope of the podcast has been so broad, it's been so fun bringing in our friends and colleagues and getting to talk to them about the thing they know so much about. Yeah, I'm not across Westerns at all. And it was so fun listening to like B talk about this whole world that I'm not that familiar with. And also Kathleen with her specialty in like small town romance. I'm always so fascinated whenever we have a guest on, and I'm like, yes, tell me more.
And that book was my favorite book of the season.
I wasn't sure if we were allowed to name our favorite.
Yeah.
She was bloody tough to interview, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because if you don't pick Amy, she'll boot you off.
Oh, you have to pick one. Oh, no.
I take away all that fame and riches hating.
No.
I need
Then
it.
Snatched.
Then we moved into life writing. Was August?
Oh no, August was
Academic.
academic.
Oh, that's right.
That was the
Was
the
a
month
conference.
of the plague.
Oh,
where-
yeah.
It really was.
Millie and I were safe, having not been
ill.
RWA.
That's
attended.
right.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
right.
we were
And the
so
rest of
sick.
you were absolutely one and done. Like that was
it was
out.
bad.
Yeah.
It was like 5 weeks.
I mean, there were
5 weeks.
posts about it. There were studies done on it. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, damn.
But our episodes were good.
But they were great.
Good.
Yeah.
That's the first month ever we missed the book club.
Yeah.
Which has now been released. So if you are listening and you missed that one, it is now live. It is available. Went up in November as August book clubs do.
Yeah.
Sometimes
It's
that's
amazing
how it
we
goes.
did it. Like,
Oh,
seriously, the 4 of us, I think, was out for like between 4 and 6 weeks between us
Yeah.
with the staggered illnesses. It
I
was
feel
bad.
like we were method podcasting too close to the sun, or going to a conference and then getting influenza.
This is when we talked
Is there
about
truly
this-
more of an
this-
academic experience than going to a
Yeah.
conference and getting
Exactly.
the flu?
But that's
Nope,
when
that's
the
how I got COVID.
six-cast system really just pulled
Yeah.
through. The idea that there were 6 of us there, so that like this could be done, but it needed to be moved. We had episodes like one and done, like ready, and then we were like, oh, okay, we can make this work. But like Millie and I were like, we're fine, and we had one meeting. I reckon one like 30-minute meeting where you guys were all like, your little
Coughing.
microphones would go off. It would be like, and we were like, oh, okay, they really can't do this.
All right.
It was
Watch
like-
the little mute icons coming back on.
Yeah, literally.
Do you know what I've noticed?
All right,
You
Harry,
can't
let's
see-
just carry the conversation then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine, Millie. We'll be fine. We'll just carry
You
this.
can't
Yeah.
see mute icons in recordings. So
No.
Oh, well, thank
Oh.
no one knows.
goodness. Wow.
I really liked that we got to do an academic thing because that was the episode we talked about Hsu-Ming
Hsu-Ming
Tao's
Tao.
articles, didn't we? And it was
Yeah.
That
so
was my
fun
favorite. That was my
to
favorite.
do that
episode of the year.
conversational thing we do, but get to do it about academic articles. Like that
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
cool, I think.
That's fun.
I hope we
Yeah,
do
that
more
was the
articles
most
at some
fun
point
to
next
do.
year. Because
I
we're
would
just
like to
such
do one
nerds.
that I can
you know?
contribute to.
Nice to flex.
Just
Not
lose
to
it.
flex.
And I also feel like there's kind of this feeling that academic writing just is only for academics. And I really don't think that's true. Like, yes, sometimes the language can be really dense, but I do like the idea of being able to speak about academic writing outside of just the realm of academia, because it is something that everyone should feel comfortable with reading if they're interested.
I want people to know that we don't like that kind of dense, incomprehensible language either. Like, we are hoping it will change, and we are all trying to make our own work readable.
Not me. I want my work to be completely unpassable.
Sometimes, unfortunately, I think I absorb that form of writing because you read it so much and then you just start writing it.
Sometimes it has to be that dense, to be fair. Sometimes, like, it's very hard not to get a complex idea across in very dense language. Yeah. But I have to say, Hsu-Ming Tale's pretty easy to read.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a masterclass in how to write like that.
Oh, wait, before we moved on, I was just going to say, the month of errors, we had our interview with Jodi, and she was, we were very grateful that she pushed through the Wi-Fi troubles. So even though we didn't get her on video, we did get her interview.
Cried all the way through September. Cried all the way through September. Because I was like, that book was just like so beautiful.
Yeah, Fiona writes.
So good. I just annoyed the family to death with me walking in with my sunglasses on and be like, oh, listen to this. Oh, like, listen to this small passage. Let me tell you about how this works. And by the like 15th, 20th, 30th passage, they were like, shut up. Stop reading these paragraphs to me. And I go in without any context. But the book was so beautiful. Like, it was just absolutely... And that was the one I had to miss, actually, because I was sick for that one.
Yeah.
I was
of
like,
all
oh my
things
God.
in that book, randomly what I always come back to is that's where I learnt it's actually very common to rent for your entire life in various countries in Europe, whereas here it's seen as deplorable to be renting for any extended period of time. I tell everyone about that. I'm like, you could rent forever in Europe and you'd be fine. You could hang things on the walls and have pets and whatever. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So I don't know if we said the title. This is The World Was Whole by Fiona Wright. And I love this as an excuse to make everyone read one of my favorite books, which I feel like is so beautiful and doesn't get the attention it deserves because it's, a small press, a local Australian author. Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
Yeah, it's so well written.
I would never have read it without
favorite. I have to say, that book, and we also did an interview with Olivia, because this was my other favorite book of the year. I loved Fiona Wright, and I've been recommending Plastic Budgie to everybody. I think maybe also because it's about Adelaide and the precision of the personal kind of like emotion attached to Adelaide really resonated with me. But I've been thinking about this book ever since I read it.
Speaking of small presses, that was released through a local small press, Pink Shorts Press, who are so lovely and do such great things. I also really loved this one and had a really great time interviewing Olivia. It's so fun every time I hear her talk about her books and her writing. She's so smart. and I'm like,
hilarious.
and so funny too.
She was just fantastic. Like, I was like, I could listen to her talk for another 3 hours, honestly.
Just amazing we got to do this all within a year. Like, we got to speak to a bunch of different people, read a bunch of different books.
Speaking of which, I think Mick and Onj in October were like one of my favorite interviews of the year.
That was my favorite.
It was a great interview. Yeah. They're wonderful.
They are.
Yeah.
This was so good.
I have told so many people about this book. It is unreal.
They're amazing.
I love that book. I also really think that's a wonderful interview, but I cannot help thinking of it and cringing because I was late.
It was very fun to edit. It was very fun. Yeah.
I did notice.
I was like, this is a 3-person
interview.
Me my dignity. That's all. Yeah. Oh, no, Justina's here. Very funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, that is such an atmospheric, amazing piece of work, and something that kind of, I think, does a really good job of stretching genre and kind of being literary but delivering an incredible kind of horror experience at the same time. The characterization is amazing. The setting is so unsettling, and so I think about that setting all the time.
I've been reading horror and like bits of horror ever since reading that novel, and it's almost like I'm seeking out the same feeling and just not finding it. Like, it was that good that I was like, I need more of this, and haven't been able to find it since. Like,
need to hit up Riley, one of our guests on that month, to get all the recommendations, because Riley was also a huge fan of this book.
Oh, but also just in general, that whole month where we had Tabby and Oscar on as well was just phenomenal. Like, they were so much fun as guests. They just like match the vibe.
Do you think as well, I mean, we have a long established relationship with all of them, and I think that helps.
Yeah.
But also a lot of us read horror. So I think there was a kind of mutual enthusiasm for the topic.
That was the in-person day for me where I turned up and I was a tiny bit late. And so I turned up and we were doing mics, we were doing cameras, it was one of those days where everyone just flowed. And because there were people there who had never been on the podcast and they're just kind of not standing there awkwardly, but it is a little bit when you're not used to it. But I was like, wow, we all really know what we're here to do and we're just getting
that's one of the only times I think from memory since we started where the guest was there when all this was going on. And you're right, I mean, you're 100% spot on, because I remember hearing, whoa, you guys really know what you're doing here, and this is like a really clean production. And then you think to yourself, actually, no, you know what? We're pretty seasoned at this point. We know how all of us work. We know where everybody needs to be, and it was beautiful.
We just have to remember how to do it next year after a break.
Yeah. Get back in the same flow.
Those episodes were great as well, partly because I don't know if this is a sweeping generalization, but everybody I've ever met who's like a huge horror fan is so fun and it's just this very gleeful energy that I really enjoy.
That makes so much sense to me. I don't know how to explain it, but
people
those
episodes horror
as
with
well,
being quite dark, but
we had the most
fun.
people behind the camera, and so the energy in the room while we were doing the recordings was like there was so much laughter happening behind the camera. I don't think we'd ever had that much interaction behind the camera.
Really unprofessional.
We should have a live audience every time. You know what I was thinking at the start of this episode is we should have actually shot this like a reality TV show reunion, really dramatic.
Oh, you're
in
right.
like tall stools and
handing the microphone around to answer.
And then we say, now let's all have a look back at this moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get
How was the cat's urine that you slipped on that one time?
I wanted to bring it up during the academic recap we just did and be like, yeah, I loved that episode.
God.
No, we're gonna have to
Shit happens,
direct to camera, like we'll have us all talking and then I'll cut to one of us talking to the camera being like, I didn't mean any of that.
My God.
I noticed when Abby disappeared off the screen.
It's happened in this episode once and it was also cat related, so
are you safe?
It always blink twice
away,
if
so
you
it's
need
all
help.
good.
Also, is that your snake next to you or is it just red for some reason?
No, that's
Right.
for anyone who's listening.
God.
Don't bring
snake
it up.
tank. It just exists there. Yeah.
For anyone listening, Abby is wearing a snake around her neck.
Britney
Doing a
Spears
full
style.
Britney Spears and has been with the head mic as well.
Which is also fitting because one of my favorite things about the year is also the animal knowledge I learned from Abby in an episode. I've learned about fish.
The fish tangent.
Not a lot about fish.
The fish tangent was
it
so
becomes
funny.
my thing no matter what environment that I am in.
Maybe it's just your thing then.
I'm also haunted by Amy, your fish story about as a wedding.
Oh my God.
Think about that all the
Wedding
time.
day.
Yeah.
I tell that
people
at
about
parties.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had at least 100 fish in my house for a good couple of years.
And that is just so funny because imagining the house with 100 fish.
Oh, in
still
every
makes-
room. I had fish in every room.
I have to say, I think that's the part of the story that shocks everyone the most because I don't think people care about fish. I think they're all wondering why you didn't just like kill all of them.
Oh, the poor
them,
fish.
yeah.
I know.
Oh.
I was like, no,
I
Amy
am one of
saved
them. Yeah. I am
and
like,
then
Get
kill the
out,
fish.
Harry.
Harry is no longer on this podcast.
No.
This will be my last episode. And I thank you so much for
This is
all of
actually
the
a
work.
farewell
Next video is
episode.
Harry with the ukulele.
Yeah.
He's only forgiven because he adopted another cat this year, right? Like you took in a stray cat. So you
I
are
did
forgiven.
from a drain, mind you, and I'm about to adopt another one that we have out the front that is also a stray.
I like that you
can-
mentioned from a drain as if that makes it more like fish.
It does. It makes it more. Yeah, it wasn't just a cat on the street. It was in a drain.
It was a water.
and
I
it was
know.
Amy
emaciated
is
and he is now
valiantly trying
fat.
to get us back on track.
Yeah, poor Amy.
Which brings us to
Amy.
November.
Amy's wedding.
Which
Yeah,
brings us to November.
Yes,
So
that brings us to November.
hadn't abbreviated. Now again, my life went sideways in November, so we were going to do a whole holiday month, but we had episodes in the can because we had to give you the Jodi McAlister episode, and then we had a live episode. So you have 2 holiday episodes in November, And our book club last month was 3 holidays and a wedding. So a nice light rom-com to end. I don't know that we're going to do holidays every December because not everyone's a mad holiday fan. I think
I also feel like that
December-
would start to get a little bit repetitive theme-wise if we did it every year.
Would it though? Because does horror, does romance? I think you could find a way through it. You could do a horror.
I just feel like we're not as passionate about it, which is why
no
we're
one
like,
cares.
October always doesn't
So-
have to be straight up horror. It can just be spooky or Halloween themed. It doesn't always have to be straight up horror.
I will say,
Stay tuned for what next year will be because we have something different. Yeah.
just for reference, the reason we're not deep diving on that experience of
This one.
of that book is because it is, I would still class it as early November and we have not all finished reading it yet.
we haven't had the book club
That's
yet.
right, yeah.
This is being
We're
recorded
recording
in
this before the book club.
And our Christmas episode with our expert guest was only just recorded earlier today. So most of us
That's
haven't
right.
seen
Otherwise,
it.
we would rave about them.
Yeah,
I will
Yeah.
also call back to Life Writing Month because we glossed over our interview with Emma McGuire.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
that was such a
so
good interview.
good.
Yeah, which was really fun, and we got to dive into a lot of different types of life writing.
I could listen to Emma talk for a very long time, forever.
Yeah.
Like, Emma is so passionate and knowledgeable about everything that Emma is researching. And I could be like, and what about this? Just to get Emma to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we
love
must
that.
have forgotten other people. And if we have forgotten anyone from the year, we're very sorry. It's just the end of the year. Because
And
been
please
so
blame
packed.
Harry, and do know that we're kicking him off the podcast. Because
Harry is no longer employed. Is no longer on the cast.
we would like to
you
discuss
may
our
be picking him
comments
out of
later.
the drain.
Yeah, and it's fine. And it's fine. That's okay. We're gonna miss the, what do we call them? The personality hire. So they'll be gone for 2026. So we just noticed a stale podcast.
This is a joke, everyone. Don't panic. Harry will be back.
Yeah, I
Right.
forget that
We
like
like
a lot
Harry.
of our audience isn't Australian, and a lot of people I know who have met Australians don't understand
Deadpan.
sarcasm or like
Yeah.
our deadpan sarcasm, especially through audio
So
only.
true.
Yeah.
So true.
All I keep thinking, I don't know why, it's just on a loop in my head, is the only acceptable fish to Harry is a drain cat.
There is the title of our wrap up.
I'm a
Drain
carpfish
cats.
person, only a
Yeah, only-
carpfish.
The
Yeah.
only type
What a
acceptable
bottom
fish
feeder.
is a drain cat.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Fish is a drain cat.
And that's it.
Abby is not
Done.
here for fish slander.
No.
But to bring it back, I think it is wild that we've done a whole year of this and that we're wrapping up now with a final.
And we're still friends.
and we're still friends. Yeah, we still see each other.
The
We're still
biggest
friends.
surprise of all.
Yeah.
I will say, like, it will have already launched by the time you're hearing this episode, but we are doing a really fun thing for December because we're not recording too many episodes. This is it. This is your wrap up. But we're doing an advent calendar of reading recs. So we're going to ask guests that we've had on, obviously us, other people. So tune in every day on our social media and you will get to see the latest advent reveal of a book you might want to read over the summer.
And it's going to
because-
look so pretty because what Abby has sketched up is gorgeous. Our
We'll
fee.
see. We'll see.
Gorge.
Never do it again.
Also, 'cause by the
Gorge.
time this airs, it'll have started.
Yeah, so you will have all
no,
seen
look.
it. Get on it on Instagram because it's really pretty. And then in January, we'll be dropping some other things, some bits and pieces, some teasers, and probably some beach reads for everyone who's in Australia for summer. And also stay tuned in January because we will be announcing next year's program in January. We've
So
already...
we're coming back.
We are!
this is
Season
announcement.
2!
We've been
Yeah, no,
renewed.
this is the end of season 1. So
I don't know if we've got time for this, guys.
I don't know if I can afford you anymore. You're too famous.
Our rates have
Yeah, that
skyrocketed
casual
because of that
loading.
name.
There's a lot. We've got the ombudsman. You'll be hearing
Yeah,
from
Amy's
them.
going to have to pay us so much money for these appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Massive.
Again,
can
I
afford
have
this
a
small room.
again, I have a property portfolio to keep growing. So
You do.
That's
Yep.
why Peyton
I'm
is
going to be
talking
renting
about
one.
being lifelong renters. She's just looking for
Yeah.
I'm selling all the apartments to you guys.
canonical landlord Peyton
Renting them
Hogan.
out to you. I'm basically the monopoly man.
Definitely not canonical Marxist Peyton Hogan.
No.
Oh, we circled back to him. Yeah.
Yay, tick.
Now we
Name
can
drop
wrap
Jack
up.
Halberstam as well then.
Yeah, now we can wrap up. I also think possibly something we should add in next year is like Amy and bingo. What gets mentioned per episode? The person first to bingo gets a free book.
we all get a bingo board.
Abby's going to be fish.
Harry's going to be drain cat. So anyway, please stay tuned on our social media over the summer. In January, we will announce what we're going to be doing. You'll get all the year's books in advance so that you can pre-order or get your hands on them, because some of us are slower readers than others. You might want to get reading in advance. We have some more incredible interviews. Some of them are already locked in. We'll have more special guests. And now that we know what we're doing, I think it'll be nice and fun all the time. We'll try not to get sick too often.
Nobody get influenza.
No promises.
Take your armor force. Take your armor force.
RWA is in Darwin next year, which is much warmer than Hobart. So hopefully that helps.
I'll get like dengue fever or something this time. Malaria. I'll come back with malaria.
Taken out by a crocodile.
Thank you for joining us. Have a really happy holidays, everyone, and really enjoy your summers. For those of you in Australia, those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you have a good book by a fire in the snow. And Abby, Millie, Harry, Justina, Peyton, thank you so much for this year. I love you all enormously. I can't think of anything I'd rather do than hang out with you all. And thank you so much for this year. Happy holidays.
We love you all.
Amy.
And thank you, everyone. And if you know me in real life and you're listening to this, I hope I didn't embarrass you this season.
If you know me in real life,
You
you
did.
don't.
You owned a rent.
Yeah, if you know me in real life, you do.
Yeah. All right, bye.
See you next year.
Thank you, everyone.
Amy And is hosted by Amy Matthews, Abby Guy, Peyton Hogan, Justina Ashman, Harry Stewart and Lily Heffernan. This podcast is recorded on Gardenland with music by Anthony Wignall and Mass Mysterio. Our logos and branding are designed by Abby Guy. This episode was edited by Justina Ashman.